evening from yammybtv. Wishing you all well today. Sending loads of love as usual. I was going to come up earlier, but I went to the shop to see if I could get the volume fixed on the microphone for the camera. But on reaching the shop, it was closed. So then I went to go somewhere else that was further and further away, but the wind was too much for me. So I've ended up coming somewhere else. So I'll wait till tomorrow to try and get the problem fixed. Anyway, tonight's video, I'm going to call it Close Shaves. They're both inside prison and they're outside prison. When I say close shaves, what I mean is things that can go badly wrong or look like they're going badly wrong suddenly through divine intervention or by miracle or just by millimeters or inches to change a direction into my favor, or it ended up okay, turns out to be better than it looked, if you get what I mean. You know, when you're up shit street and everything looks like it's going against you, or you're in some kind of trouble, but you get out of it, or even come out better out of it, if you get what I mean. So I'm going to call it close shaves. Many of us have had those along the years. You don't have to be a criminal to have had close shaves. And this first one I'm going to talk about is a strange one. Because we know back in the day, I was a professional burglar. I'd just come out of Aylesbury. It was getting dark. I was over Hyde Park, over Bayswater Way. And I was around a side street somewhere. And them days I used to go into apartment penthouse blocks where I would press intercoms and say things like special delivery, like to the fifth floor, the sixth floor, hoping that they would buzz me in and let me in like I was delivering a parcel, because it's very difficult to get into some of these buildings by way of security, if you get what I mean. Sometimes you can get buzzed in, but then I leave my foot on the door so the entrance door don't shut, and then I would ring them back again and say it's all right, wrong number, I found the person, blah, 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 hoping, gambling that the person who let me in upstairs has just switched off and thought, oh, wrong number, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gambling a little bit, but those possibilities normally can come out in your favor, not trying to say, you know, it always does, because sometimes it doesn't, you know, but it was a method I tried a lot, and sometimes it goes your favor, I should say, rather. So on this night, I've gone to a building, pressed the doorbell, but no one's answered, and the intercom, the tradesman's just opened, so it's gone zzz. So I've walked in. I'm thinking, yes, could be in the game here. So I look left, look right, look to the front. There was a desk with 2 monitors and cameras, no porters, nobody. About 5 in the evening, right? So I'm thinking, wow, I'm in. Because these buildings, sometimes in the old days, even them days, they were hard to get into because they got real top security. And I'm up to no good. I'm looking to steal money or jewelry or things like that, sadly, during that time. So I've tried to shoot up the first flight of stairs. Coming to the first floor, as I reach the top of the stairs, 2 men in suits have come straight down towards me. I said, hello, sir. I said, you all right, sir? I tried to add a little case, not a briefcase, but a satchel kind of case. I tried to act all official and everything, but they weren't having it. So they must have been watching me from somewhere on the camera outside. So as I went to go back downstairs, there were now 2 men behind me as well. They said, could you come this way, please, sir? So I said, yeah, okay then. So I know I haven't knocked on any doors. I know I haven't tried to break into anywhere by way of entry or done anything that can get me criminal charges so far. So I knew there was nothing to panic about. So I stayed cool, right? So we went down to the desk. He's asking me, what country am I from? I'm saying, why is it so important? He goes, who have you come here to see? I said, well, I work for an organization. I've got someone I've got to come and see and collect and take them somewhere. I don't have to disclose to you where I'm going, kind of thing. He goes, yeah, well, you have to, because this is private property and you shouldn't be in here. I said, well, if you want me to leave, I'll leave and make a phone call from a call box across the road or something and sort it out that way. He said, no. He's going to ask me again, what country are you from? I said, I'm not answering you, sir. He says, what's your business here? I said, I just explained it to you. So 2 of them have walked to one side And the other one's there sitting there. He said to me, listen, you're in serious trouble. If you don't tell us what country you're from and who sent you, you're in trouble. So I'm thinking they're going to call the police. So I'm thinking, well, phone them then, because I haven't really done anything. Do you see what I mean? Little did I know, they weren't even really thinking about the police, but they tried to mention it. But they've walked over, they've said to me, listen, you either tell us who sent you or we'll call the police. I said, go on then, call the police. That's right, I was happy for them to call the police because I just wanted to get out of there. It sounded a bit fishy, this place, right? So he said, listen, I'm going to give you one more chance. If you don't tell me, we're going to put you in a boot of a car and take you to the countryside and bury you. He goes, we are Israeli. They said they were somewhere intelligence, right? And all of a sudden my heart started beating. I started thinking, this geezer having a laugh or what? I was just hoping the police were going to come. He goes, can we search your bag? I said, yeah, go on then, search my bag. There's nothing in it. So on about 2 times now, he's asking me. I'm saying, look, the best thing to do then is call the police, because I knew there was nowhere to run because all entrances were blocked, right? So he said, I'll give you one more chance. You know what I had to do? I confessed. I said, nah. I said, listen, I'm here. I'm a burglar, sir. I don't work for no organisations. I've come here to burgle places. I'm a thief. I'm blah, 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 blah. And he looks at me. They went and talked again. He come back. He said, listen, I'm going to let you go. He said, if I ever catch you around here again, you're in serious trouble. But this is what I call about a close shave, because you don't really know what you're walking into. And when you're doing crooked things, even as a message today as well, you know, I was thinking about this. Not the first time something like this happened to me. Not the first time something like this happened to me. But just by being where you shouldn't be, you know, you could end up into a pot. I don't know if they really would have drove me to country and buried me. I don't know. But they looked like they thought I was from another organisation, like I was trying to be spying or looking information or something like that kind of stuff. So that's what I dropped into there. The close shave, one of the close shaves that I had in prison. Some of you have asked about him, right? His name's Peppy Davis. He's a lifer, right? Legendary figure in the Cat A's, the B's, the C's, the D's. He's been around the system all his life, right? And is, fair to say, was a living legend. Even though there's a little dark cloud over him, I'm not going to say what it was or what it's meant to be, because it's not my business to speak here. So, yeah, Peppy Davis and me, I think we was in Scrubs. It was about 94 Christmas. 94 Christmas. Me, Tony Stanley, Johnny Gomez, John Bibby, unsung hero, John Bibby from South London. Many know him, very, very quiet man, but very, very serious. He doesn't play about, right? But I liked him, right? So anyway, something's gone down with me and Peppy. Peppy set up a move for the morning where he had to do a deal with a guy and said to him, listen, I can't get to you now. So in the morning when the door's unlocked, just make sure you hold that, what you got there, and I'll be there to get it. So me, being me, got the information that they were waiting on this, but I went there the night before without him and somehow found a way to go and get it off the geezer, right? So basically I blagged it, I pulled a move, Peppy was screaming. In the morning, he's called me downstairs and we've come down. First, Johnny Gomez has come in. Peppy's gone, Yammy, come, blah, blah, blah. It looks like it's on. Now, these days, I'm in stripes, right? After my latest escape from somewhere, right? So I'm in dungaree stripes. So I've gone into the cell, because I know Peppy can have it, right? Peppy's one of those geezers. He stands up there and he says, hold my hand like that and punch it and do that. You do that. Go on, can you hear that? You can feel that, feel that. And, you know, you hold your hand and he punches it. Imagine that on you, imagine that on you. But I think, Peppy, come on. Right, so I'm expecting this to go off now. Now, I'm not really expecting to win a one-on-one round with Peppy, but I still had my things in my pocket, just in case it kicks off. First of all, Johnny Gomez tried to come through the door. Now, while Peppy's pushing up the door to have words with me, Johnny Gomez has pushed up the door and pushed it open, and Peppy's gone, what you want? I'm talking to him. It's got Johnny saying, listen, no, I'm with Yammy. I'm not going to leave Yammy in here on his own, kind of thing. So Johnny Gomez was kind of sticking up for me, kind of thing, right? Peppy's going mad now. He's holding his head. He's saying, listen, I'm telling you, come out the cell, get out the cell, blah. But next thing you know, the door's open again. John Bibby, the great John Bibby, right? Proper stuff, right? Tall geezer, robber from way back in the day. Used to do vans and things like that. Ain't heard nothing from him ever again. I hope he's all right. One of those prisoners you meet along the way. I don't think I've ever seen him outside, but well respected everywhere, right? So he's pushed the door open and pulled up the door, and he's gone, yeah, what? He goes, what's the problem? I'm explaining. They're saying, I'm explaining to John what's happened the night before. Pepe's saying it was his move. He wants his half. I said, look, I haven't taken nothing off you. Basically, it's mine, you know, because I got there first. You knew it was mine. I had the deal set up. I said, well, I've done what I've had to do to get it off him. So, you know, I'll give you a little bringing or whatever. No, I want half. I said, nah, you ain't having half. So John Bibby now, I turned around and said to him, listen, you can't, that's not for you to demand half, kind of thing. So Pepe's feeling a little bit, but you know, Pepe fancies himself. He can have a row, right? But on this day, I was surprised because I was going to say to Pepe, oh, Pepe, come on in, yeah, come. You know, just have a couple like, and bring me in when you've got something. But before I could say it, John said to him, no, you ain't getting nothing. He goes, you never done that. You missed the move. There's plenty of times in life where you've made the move before someone was meant to do it and you haven't given them back their things, or you've done it, you know, in the same way that I've done it, kind of thing. So he's trying to square up to John. So I'm thinking this is going to be a bit of a row. But I think he was underestimating John Bibby. Before Pepe could swing, he went to swing, John Bibby went bang, bang, right? So Pepe's gone back against the wall. And I'm thinking, oh, no, not all of this now. So he's dazed a little bit. He's wobbled a little bit. Pepe looks a bit wobbled, like he could go at any time, right? So then John's given him a body shot. And then he's kind of folded a little bit, but now he's got his hands round him. It's all messy and scrappy and blah, blah, blah. So I said, look, leave it, the screws, we've only got 10 minutes, you know, the normal Yammy one. I've gone like that, I've squashed it up and all that, and left it. Pepe is fuming, right? But again, John Bibby, proper respect to him, right? And this would come back years later again to haunt me. This is how these things can happen, especially in jail when it can go one way or the other, right? Now imagine years later, I'm in Swellside. I think this is the second or third time round now in Swellside. This is a time after I got the stabs when I was with H way back in the day, right? Remember, I've told you this on other videos. I've turned up there and there's a little firm from South London, from Brixton, about 5, 6 of them all hanging around together. There's about 6-handed. Rest in peace, Prince was there. Some other geezer called it Abba. Pepe Davis was there, right? Ninja was there. Sledge was there, Muscles and Burger, everybody you can think of was there. Titch was there, Fox was there, everyone was there, right? Now, we're all on the field now. Apparently, the day before or 2 days before, there's one of the South London youths have been on a visit, and a parcel has dropped on the floor. So a man's meant to, I don't know the man's meant to have picked up the parcel and gone to put it away, but it somehow got dropped from a cup or something. So the nearest table to him, the person's picked it up and got rid of it, basically. So when the visit's finishing, one of the Brixton youths was saying like, yeah, listen, make sure that's mine. You ain't keeping that, blah, 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 blah. So he's gone, yeah, don't worry, I get it. When you get back, we'll half it, whatever, or you give me what you're going to give me. They made some deal. I don't know what the deal was because I wasn't there. Anyway, on the yard the next day on the field, now, Prince was involved. He was hanging around the scene. The person who picked up the parcel was standing there. Now, I've been approached by these 6 youngsters and they've said to me, Yammy, listen, bit of work, da. So I said, yeah. I said, I like these kids as well. They were proper stuff. One was a brilliant footballer as well. Some of you lot will remember as well. We've been around about Swellside that time there. So they said, Yammy, there's a bit of work there for you, blah, blah. I said, no, I don't watch nothing. He looks after me already, one of them. So I said, all right, nah, I'll do it for you. Boom, switched, passed me something, a sharp, jagged edge. I put it in my waistband. I said, all right then, when they're coming off the yard, the field in Swellside. I said I was going to do the job, up straight up and down. Now, just as we was all plotting and planning, I was just waiting by the toilets, waiting for exercise to finish. But I know they were clocking me with the youngsters, and I know everybody else was doing the clocking as well. Rest in peace, couple of them now. They was watching, everybody was watching, and then out of the blue, just as exercise finished, Peppy Davis walked up to the geezer who I was going to do the number on, put his hand round him and said, "Oi, listen, they're all over there plotting against you. They're all going to do you. Yammy's the man. He's going to run up." And it's like he was carrying feeling from way back in the day over that thing. Bad move that day, Peppy. I don't care. He put his hand round him and said, "Walk with me. They can't tell you nothing." So now everyone's watching now. He's hotted up the whole thing. So there's more people involved now. You know, it brings on the heat and everything and that kind of stuff. So he's managed to walk the geezer off the yard onto his wing and probably got after PARCEL himself. These are the kind of things that go on in prison. But I believe that he was getting me back for that thing in Scrubs, because I know between me and him and John Bibby and Johnny Gomez, I know John Bibby got the better of you that day. And you always talk about your wins, but you lost that fight to John Bibby. Right, what was the other close shave? There was another close shave I was going to tell you about. Not the one where... really close shaves where it's all gonna go down, right? That other one is that's 16 minutes, man. I don't need to talk no more tonight. I've told you, but should I tell you about the Bureau de Change one? The one, the theft early hours of the morning? Or we'll leave it till next time, right? That's it for tonight. I might come back up later, right? But I know there was 3 or 4 more, but it's gonna take too long tonight. But sending you loads of love. Hope you're all well.